Why is it important to practice body acceptance? Being in the mindset of accepting, I think, is more freeing and easier to cope with, I think, rather than forcing yourself to feel a certain way. So
Exactly.
it's important to just accept and, admitting to yourself, like, you know what, this really sucks. It sucks that my fertility is, whatever it sucks that I am in chronic pain and for, body image. It sucks, that I have these love handles I can't get rid of. Like things like that. I genuinely just feel like it's so much easier just to come to terms with it. And it's so much freeing on your mind rather than just denying it and pushing it down and fighting it. And then having it just naturally turn into some sort of self-hatred.
Exactly.
Even recognizing it as
Yeah, and the thing is that from experience, you can get down to, you could have your dream body and your dream health body, like everything could be perfect, and you were going to still tear yourself to pieces. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like there is this photo of me that I stumble upon occasionally, and I was in Mykonos and I was on vacation, and I was in the moment, I was thinking to myself, I remember being embarrassed to be in photos. I remember being so concerned about my body. I remember not having fun because I was so concerned about the way that I looked and my body. And I was starving myself. Like my friends on this vacation had to like force me to eat. Because I was just obsessed with it. And I just was and I look back at these photos, and actually I was too thin. I was too
yeah.
skinny. Now, when I look back at that, I'm like, you don't look healthy. But
You don't
in
look
that
healthy.
moment, I thought I was so fat, and I thought I was so appalling to people to look at. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember never posting those photos or nothing. And I look back and I'm like, that is not what was going on. Your brain will always trick you into
Yeah.
thinking that you're not enough. And so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter where you are in that spectrum, your brain is always going to do the same thing. And so you have to learn to love yourself. And from experience, I think when your body has changed, fluctuated, you look back and you're like, wow, I really seen this completely different. This is completely like textbook dysphoria, you know?
Yeah.
And one other thing I think too is like it can really hold you back in life. And I want to read some lyrics from one of the biggest scholars of our time, Charlie XCX, on the Brat album.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There was this song
Yes.
on the album called Girl So Confusing, and it talks about girlhood and kind of the way the brain works a little bit. And then there was a remix with Lord. And so basically the song was about the relationship that Charlie had with Lord and how she thought that Lord was not wanting to hang out with her or something was wrong. And then Lord responded. They worked it out in the remix. That's what happened. They worked it out. It was always like, let's work it out in the remix. But no, but so anyway, Laura's response was in the song, she said, you would always say, let's go out, but then I'd cancel last minute. I was so lost in my head and scared to be in your pictures because of the last couple of years, I've been at war with my body. I tried to starve myself thinner, and then I hope this isn't going to get taken down off of YouTube. But then I gained all the weight back. And it says, like, I was trapped in the hatred and your life is so awesome. So basically what she was saying is it wasn't that she didn't like Charlie. It was that she was afraid to be in the photos with her because she thought that she looked too fat or something, or she was going to look bad next to Charlie and she was going to like bring down their mode. And so it was all along. And this happens to you in life. And that's the one thing too, that when you're hating yourself like that, it can be so self-isolating because you start to isolate yourself because you don't feel like you don't want to be in the photos. You're afraid of what you're going to look like and all of these things. And you actually start to sabotage your relationships with other people because of that.
I've definitely lived through that of going through periods where it's like, I don't want to go. I can't go out with these people right now. They're going to be doing this. They're going to be dressed like this. I can't dress like that right now because I don't feel good about myself. Nothing's fitting me. Nothing looks right on my body. All the girls are going to be wearing like X, Y, and Z. And it's like, that is just not where I'm at. And I've missed out on things. And I look back on photos at that time and I'm like, what were you thinking? Like you were beautiful. You were stunning. You were, do you know what I mean? It's like you could have taken those pictures. I feel like I've missed out on different relationships. I've missed out on parties. I've missed out on events. I mean, like it really affected my self-worth. So hearing those lyrics really do resonate with me because it's like, just, I understand what it's like to be like, I can't go. I'm going to bring down the whole mood. Like I can't be in your photos.
Exactly. And I noticed too, like, even like my work party, you know what I mean? I remember thinking to myself, oh, I'm so scared to be in some of these photos, looking, next to people. And I remember, God, I'm like strapped so far into a corset to like suck myself in so much because I knew that photos are coming.
Yeah.
And I just going out, I feel like I don't hardly go out as much anymore because I've been kind of in that mindset a little bit. And there's a lot of other reasons why I haven't, but it is that thing of like a lot of my like club friends are, they all have like 8-packs. They're like in perfect shape. And I was always that like skinny friend with them, and I feel, and they love me just the same. Like it's no different, but I had create this division in my head.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it's exhausting.
No, it really is. It really is.
And I feel like your relationship with your body is always going to be up and down for everybody. Like, again, like nothing is linear. And so I feel like you can have these moments where it's like, although I know everything about body acceptance and self-love and taking care of myself, it doesn't mean that I'm never going to have these moments where I'm doubting myself or not feeling good about myself, or like I still don't want to be in the picture. And I think that allowing yourself just to have those moments and recognizing them and being like, it's okay that you're feeling like that, like it's okay that you're feeling like that. It's okay. We just need to get through it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think to myself, like, I have been on photo shoots with these standards of beauty. Like some of the most famous women in the world, some of the most famous models in the world that people are trying to emulate. And I have heard little things said, like, oh, let me move this a little bit. Cause I don't, you know what I mean? Like everybody has that voice in their head. And so it's like, just don't let that hold you back from that. And I can look at that and say that like I've seen this firsthand from people, but it's still hard. You know what I mean? Like at the moment, I'm really struggling with it. Like I'm in a phase where I'm really, really struggling with my body and accepting it, and I'm doing my best. And I feel like I can give you so many examples and tell you all of the things that I tell myself and all of the stuff. But I still have periods where I really struggle with it. And I think that that's okay to acknowledge that you are struggling with it and that this is just part of human life. This is just part of
your
journey and your existence. And there's things you can do. You can worry about like, I got to take care of my body. I can't be like sad that like I feel this way and then try to sabotage myself some more, because that's not going to help the situation, and it's like going on to like the diet culture of it all and getting into that. That's not helpful. It's making healthier choices for yourself and about the journey of getting to a place of being healthier in your head and in your body.
And doing it not out of obligation, doing it because you genuinely want to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and then on the other hand, though, there's also that thing where it's like, oh, I don't want to lose weight. I just want to be healthy. And like, kind of not admitting to yourself that you want to lose weight. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not allowed to admit that. And I think that you should admit if you want to lose the weight. And it's okay if you want to change your body as long as you're doing it in a healthy way. But you don't need to make eating healthy and being healthy all about weight loss.
No, exactly. And exactly. That's something that I think that everything happens for a reason sometimes. And I really struggle with like, why me? Why do I have these like chronic pain issues and chronic health issues? And sometimes I feel like it is the way of the universe pushing me to be as healthy as possible and not in a lose weight kind of way. because I
Yeah.
did that for over a decade and I maintained a very thin body, but I was not kind to myself and I was not healthy, so I think it is this way of pushing me to be healthy for the sake of loving myself and
Yeah.
to move my body more. And not that things happen for punishment, but I'm just saying, like, I think it is in a way to push me to be healthy for the sake of loving myself and the sake of living and enjoying life in a better quality.
Yeah. The
If all
silver
that makes
lining.
sense.
No, it does make sense. I agree with that. I feel like things happen for a reason. I feel like, like with my fertility, I've had those thoughts where it's just like, how come people who don't even want kids have them and I can't have one? And I know that I would give a baby the most beautiful life that I could. But I know that it's happening for whatever reason that I can't control. Maybe it's because I'm going to come face to face with like a huge career milestone that I couldn't have done. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking of all the positive things and I'm trying to put a positive spin on it. And I know that it's happening for a reason. And it could just be like, because there's things internally that I need to take care of in general and not just for the sake of fertility.